Imagine getting unwanted stares while trying to receive healthcare, constantly hiding your identity to avoid discrimination, and receiving fewer rights compared to other people just for being yourself. Unfair, isn't it? This is the reality that LGBTQI people, sex workers, young women, girls, and people living with HIV face daily. Y+ Global launched the MyReality campaign to share real experiences, real stories, and increase awareness of existing issues affecting young key populations. Let's listen to some stories.
As a person living with HIV, it wasn't easy building relationships. You have to deal with your mental health because you're thinking, why am I different from the other children? Why don't I have to talk to this person? Why do I have to distance myself?
Being a trans person born and raised in Morocco, and my experience as a transgender and sex worker, I was one of the people that started avoiding HIV services. I can remember when I had to spend 6 hours in the hospital, and people staring at me and treating me as I'm alien, and asking many personal and judgmental questions. Just many transgender people in Morocco avoid getting tested because of the stigma in these spaces. One of the most challenges we face in Morocco is the criminalization of both same-sex relationships, which means our identities, and sex work.
People are not even accessing healthcare services and they're dying in their homes with the fear of what will happen, the fear of unknown, what will happen when I reach a facility, what will happen when I go there, am I going to be bullied, am I going to be harassed, am I going to face stigma, am I going to face discrimination?
It is important for us, for government or organizations to establish this LGBTQI-friendly healthcare services and clinics that can provide safe spaces where young individuals can access.
When I was young, we used to have these books, the textbooks. When you saw the first pages of the textbook where they were talking about HIV and AIDS, you would see someone who looks like they're almost dying. They were very thin, and I think those were the kind of messaging that we grew up knowing. Educate your peers, educate your family, educate your friend. Because once they are empowered with this knowledge, then it helps to also build healthy relationships that people no longer fear stigma or discrimination. Real-life examples and storytelling techniques capture the attention of adolescents and young people.
MyReality calls on policymakers and decision-makers to work on accessible and discrimination-free HIV care, along with other sexual and reproductive health services, and to help end the stigma against LGBTQI people, protect the rights of sex workers, and create safe spaces in schools and communities. We believe this is possible, one story at a time. To listen to more stories, visit yplusglobal.org and follow the link below to the MyReality podcasts.